Creating Choices, that's the name of a Mulrooney government task force document out of which the Grand Valley Institution for Women was created. The focus was rehabilitation over punishment. And all week we've shown you startling stories exposing that's not always what happens today. CTV's Abigail Beeman joins us for the final part of a special series on the prison. And Abigail, tonight we're looking at some of the programs that are helping prisoners get on the right track.
As with everything else at GVI, nothing is black and white, and one of the programs we're telling you about tonight has just had its funding slashed. New baby, new life. Huge changes since Missy Poiret's time behind bars at the Grand Valley Institution for Women.
At an early age, I started using drugs and abusing drugs, and which carried on, which led to me selling drugs, which got me a 3-year sentence at GVI.
Poiret participated in programs at the prison run by the Correctional Service of Canada, but says the best was Stride Night, run by Community Justice Initiatives. For more than 15 years, Stride Night has been a weekly activity at Grand Valley. It may be a sport or a craft, but the point is the relationships that develop.
Those relationships can then form into a circle and support women as they go back into the community.
And they need the support. Poiret's circle helped her deal with housing and children's aid, finding a home for her 2 older children.
I used to look at these volunteers like, you know, they're mad scientists coming into, you know, like see what we're all about, and they'd be gone in a couple of weeks. But once you start going and the same women keep coming in every week, it kind of shows you that people do care.
Women like Cindy McCrae. She's been volunteering with Stride Night for more than 2 years.
It's just a real privilege to be able to walk along with these women, and you know, in this time in their life, it's not easy, and in the end, it's very rewarding.
Similar help for women from the local Elizabeth Fry Society, because there can be big problems getting little things like ID.
It's a very long, drawn-out process. It's not something necessarily that the institution can accommodate or does in any expedient manner.
The institution does, of course, run much of its own programming. One that has been very successful is chaplaincy. There were 2.5 staff positions here until this week, when funding cuts slashed the program down to 1 full-time position.
It's impossible. It's asking for the impossible.
Father Con O'Mahony's parish holds the contract for the Roman Catholic chaplain. That chaplain lost his job. O'Mahony and members of Interfaith Grand River say there's no way one person can help up to 200 women.
One chaplain at the prison is not enough staff time to have men and women going in and out of the prison for worship services.
We have found that the program is extremely successful for working with this population.
The Mennonite Central Committee is trying to keep the half-time chaplain working through alternate funding after CSC cut the job. Wendy Adama says 80 to 90% of women working with the MCC don't end up back behind bars.
We get to know them while they're in the institution, get a sense of who they are and what their needs are and what their desires are for when they return to community.
Former inmate Missy Poiret can't believe the chaplain's role is being reduced.
They're taking away your church.
Poiret says the chaplain is one of the first people you meet in prison with whom you can talk and trust. This week, we have received a lot of feedback and a variety of opinions on this series, and we appreciate hearing from all of you. One of the most negative responses we've heard, these women are murderers. They've committed atrocious acts, and they deserve to be in prison no matter the conditions. We've put together a special web-exclusive piece that responds to that point. You can check it out on our website, kitchener.ctvnews.ca. And we'll leave you with this. 85% of Grand Valley prisoners have sentences of 10 years or less. That means most of them are not murderers, and that most of the women will be in your community sooner rather than later. So ask yourself, does the help they're getting inside make them ready for your neighborhood when they get out? Megan.
All right, thanks very much, Abigail.